Hi guys, this is a review of the Carrera Hellcat 2020. So this is post-COVID, managed to get my hands on one, and it was about £350 from Halfords. So overall, I would say excellent value for money, I would say. In terms of what you get for the spec, it's very good, I'd say. If you're not a hardcore mountain biker, I think for the price point this is probably one of the best buys. So give you a bit about the spec, start from the front. So 29-inch tyres. This should help you ride a bit faster, but I think it seems to be 29 and 27.5 seem to be the most popular now. It's got the Suntour XCM30 forks in there. Clark brakes. So just on the brakes, for this kind of money, to have hydraulic brakes, I think is quite good. All the components are not the cheapest components, but they're not the most expensive either. So again, what I also like about this in this spec is it's only got 16 gears. So this seems to be quite a new thing where it's kind of recognised that not bikes need 27 gears. So I've got two derailleurs at the front, 3 at the back, so 8 gears at the back, 2 at the front, and I think that's pretty much enough. In terms of the gears, Shimano Altus, so pretty much a budget range, I think. Shimano cassettes, so again, for what I use it for, it's perfect. So I pretty much do basic riding, a bit on the road, but then I end up going, just a bit through the forest. No hardcore mountain biking for me. But and for that, I think this is perfect for the money you pay. I think it's pretty much a steal. Just to give you about the seats. So I heard reviews that these are kind of the new seats, which are a bit more comfortable. So that's great. In terms of the handlebars, pretty wide. It's got some the grips are pretty much I don't know, a bit of a strange pattern. I'll talk about this a bit later in another video if there's interest. But in terms of the black, it looks quite nice. The only thing is I've already seen a few scratches on it, so I think it's going to be hard to keep clean, as in avoid scratches on it. So the other one, in terms of the tyres, so apparently these are kind of puncture proof tyres. I'm not really sure what that means. I think it's more about the reinforced rubber. I think if you actually get something in there, I don't think there's any slime or anything in there that's gonna fill that gap. So if I show you here, it does say install 6, and you can see here it's got the Carrera puncture proof. So it seems, even though Kenda, which is a decent make made the tyres, must have been specifically for Carrera. So like I say, overall I'm pretty happy with the price point. Now pre-COVID I think this bike was £325, but what I've noticed is with the demand, Halfords have increased the price pretty much about £25 for all their range. But out of everything, in terms of the spec, I think excellent value for money. I've not ridden it too much, so I'll post a review. I'll also upload a video of the things I like about this, the things I don't like about it once I'm riding. There's a few things that already I think they should have done, but that's me being picky, just because they've done such a good job of the spec. For example, it's got release wheels on front and back, but there's a few things that, for example, here, this is like you have to get an Allen key to adjust it, and I think when you're given such a decent spec, why not just give one that actually you can easily adjust just from the lever like I've got here. I'll basically change that. I'll talk a bit more about that. So yeah, overall, if you look at the spec, hydraulic brakes, 29-inch wheels, decent suspension, In terms of £350, money well spent. If it's just for the kids you're looking for, excellent first buy. If you're adults and you just do basic riding, again, excellent buy. If you're a hardcore mountain biker, I don't think you'd consider this anyway. But then again, a lot of mountain bikers don't really look at Carrera bikes. You know, they're more into the Voodoos and Orange and a few other brands really. But anyway, hope you like this video. A few more to come. Right guys, just thought I'd do a video, a few things that have bugged me about the Hellcat, and probably a lot of the Carreras. One of them was the clamp here. So as standard, if you want to change it, you have to, or change the height of the seat, you have to get like a Allen key kind of type, and you have to undo it, raise it, lower it, whereas to be honest I would have preferred a automated clamp, so self-release kind of clamp, which is a bit like this. As you can see on the other side, all I do is, so I basically just bought this off Amazon, and you can get it, they're about £5, but it makes life a lot easier to adjust. So I think, to be honest, when you're looking at the spec, I think Halfords missed a trick here. They should have just provided one, so that was annoying. The other one is these grips. So it's a bit of a weird one. I mean, I think they look alright, but when you're riding, because they're not rounded X, after a bit of riding they do get quite annoying. So I'd probably look to change those. The other thing that I did take out was it had a reflector at the front, just a very cheap one. I think the Halfords have to do it, or any supply have to give you a bell and some reflectors as standard now, it is legal reasons. So I took that off. The other thing that has annoyed me a bit is the forks. So there's no lockout on the suspension, so pretty much if you're, like, for example, going on the road and there's no lockout. Now, having said that, you do only get that on more expensive bikes. So that was it really. I mean, to be honest, I'm being quite fussy. You know, for the price you pay, which is £350, not having these things, especially the fork here, the lockout, I think is asking a bit much. So yeah, so these, if I really had to, these were the few things that bugged me, but overall I think excellent value for money in terms of what else you get. Right guys, things that I quite like about the Hellcat, I've ridden it a little bit. First one, the 29-inch wheels. For me personally, I love them. It's not for everyone, I know, but just it takes a bit longer to get going, but once you're going, makes its life so much easier, especially on the road. The other thing is the fact that it's only got I think 16 gears. So essentially, if you look here, a lot of the bikes have pretty much three gears at the front. This one only has 2, and it's got 8 at the back, so giving you 16. Personally, I just don't think you need any more than that. You know, those bikes with 27 gears, etc. Also, you know, a bit less to go wrong. A lot of the time with second-hand bikes, or over time, you know, it's the gears that usually go. My preference would actually just be have one at the front and the rest at the back, so you can get those as well these days. A lot of modern bikes have it. The other one was the seat. I find it quite comfortable, but the other one, I guess, is the fact that it's got hydraulic brakes for this price point. I'm actually a real fan of the hydraulic brakes. I've had mechanical ones and they've been good as well, but with the hydraulic ones, they are pretty much so they adjust themselves. So, you know, in terms of when you're braking, they are adjusting themselves, so there shouldn't be really much adjustment required. The only things to look out for there though is on your discs, make sure they're clean, and also then fluid. Sometimes you may have to top up the fluid, whereas the mechanical ones is more about still wire adjustment. So it's different kind of maintenance you got to do on it. But yeah, those are the key ones, and like I say, but still overall really happy with the bike, price point, go out and buy one if that